Hello everyone, nice to meet you again with the Disney 3D Art channel. In today's video it will be the character Queen Elsa from the movie Frozen. Elsa, also known as the Snow Queen, is one of the protagonists of the Frozen franchise. Born with the power of ice and snow, Elsa is the firstborn daughter of King Agnar and Queen Iduna, the older sister of Queen Anna, and the former Queen of Arendelle. Throughout most of her young life, Elsa feared that her powers were monstrous. Therefore, she isolated herself from the world as a means of protecting her family and kingdom. Elsa's anxieties would eventually trigger a curse that plunged Arendelle into an eternal winter during the middle of summer. Through Anna's love, however, Elsa was able to control her powers and live peacefully amongst her people with a newfound self-confidence. 3 years into her reign, Elsa is called forth to Ahtohallan to assume her rightful place as the fifth spirit of the enchanted forest, whose purpose is to bridge the magic of nature and people. She thereby abdicates the throne, allowing Anna to rise as the new queen of Arendelle. Elsa is loosely based on the titular character of the Snow Queen, a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen. Though pivotal to its events, the character had little presence in the original story. The Disney adaptation expanded the Snow Queen to serve as a villain initially. But the advent of Let It Go inspired the filmmakers to rewrite the character as a tragic heroine. As the queen regnant of the kingdom of Arendelle, Elsa appears calm, reserved, regal and, unlike her sister, graceful and poised. Beneath this cool and collected appearance, however, Elsa is quite turbulent. In truth, the Snow Queen was, for a majority of her young life, troubled by her abilities, a feeling which stems from a traumatic incident as a child. When she was younger, she had cared strongly for Anna and, despite being the more mature and cautious of the two sisters, Elsa was still quite playful and used her magic to have fun and goof off. However, after witnessing her magic cause her sister harm, Elsa lived in fear and trauma for a great amount of her life as she became too terrified to let her powers overdevelop. She consequently chose isolation from everyone she cared for, including Anna, out of the presumption that her isolation would protect them from her power. This would eventually result in years of loneliness, misery, and grief. Regret would gradually take its toll on her when tragedies struck throughout her life. From the accident with her sister to the death of her parents, leaving them both to mourn and grieve alone. Elsa's damaging experience through the crucial stages from childhood to adulthood caused her personality to shift. She became reclusive, insecure, emotionally unstable, anxious, and depressed. For Elsa, her powers and nature grew more restrained as the years passed, slowly molding her into the cold-hearted queen others saw her to be. However, when given a chance to rest and relent, Elsa's true, warm, kind, fun-loving, and innocently mischievous personality came about, but only briefly and with restriction, as seen on the night of her coronation. Elsa also has a generous disposition that contributes to her compassion towards her people. Throughout the film's entirety, the Snow Queen's actions are driven by the desire to protect her kingdom. And more intimately, Anna. Unfortunately, that comes with a price, as Elsa's upbringing would lead her to believe that, for the safety of her loved ones and for the sake of remaining true to who she is as a gifted person, she is a living disaster that must be removed from society. Even with Anna's persistence to help end the curse, Elsa's method of solving the problem, enforced isolation, would remain prevalent. Her determination to solve her problems through singularity is Elsa's greatest flaw, driven by her anxiety and traumatic childhood experiences. Though a benevolent and giving person, Elsa suffers from emotional instability due to years of keeping her emotions bottled up. When her strong emotions are triggered, Elsa often loses control over her emotions, which can create dangerous situations for herself and others around her. An example of this is when Anna informed her that she had unknowingly plunged Arendelle into an eternal winter. She began panicking as she realized she had brought harm upon her kingdom, which made her lose control of both her emotions and powers, resulting in ice bursting from her chest and striking Anna in the heart. But perhaps the prime example of this was when the Duke of Wesselton's guards attempted to assassinate her, and Elsa realizes she has no choice but to fight back, and, unable to control her fury, goes from self-defense to fighting back more aggressively, nearly pushing a man off the edge of her ice palace and pinning another to the wall with icicles, ready to kill him before Hans intervened and talked her down from committing cold-blooded murder to protect herself. During Let It Go, however, Elsa reveals a liberated side to her personality. Without stress, responsibilities, or the fear of hurting others, the queen is strong and unafraid, yet with an air of elegance still surrounding her. Based on this fact, she has confidence in her abilities and accepts them as a part of her, no longer worried or daunted by her restraints. In the segment, which was entirely about letting go of her fear of using her powers and embracing herself, Elsa decides to abandon what she was made to be so that she can be free to be herself. While expressing this, Elsa proves that she is notably creative and strong in geometry. Her ice palace is made entirely out of geometric figures, and a daring young woman willing to reject her own fate as Arendelle's queen, for the choice of her own personal freedom as well as to protect the people in Arendelle from her powers. Following her return to power as Arendelle's reigning monarch, Elsa's original personality, long dormant since her childhood, makes a return. With a warm, welcoming aura, Elsa rules her kingdom with a genuine smile and spends most of her spare time using her abilities for the pleasure of herself, her sister, and the entire kingdom. As seen in Frozen Fever, this aspect of Elsa's personality has not only remained, but strengthened, as the short heavily showcased Elsa's lighter side as fun-loving, and extremely devoted to her sister, yet retained her sense of elegance, vibrancy, and compassion. In spite of this, Elsa continues to feel guilt for the past, which manifests itself into a personal mission to ensure that Anna is content at all times, even if it puts Elsa's personal health at risk. In Frozen Fever, she goes to great lengths to give Anna a memorable birthday and is dedicated to ensuring that even the slightest detail is perfect, despite having a cold that continually grows worse. During their first holiday season as a united family, Elsa comes to realize that she and Anna have no family traditions to share with one another, for which she openly blames herself. However, she later realizes that her and Anna's childhood memories of creating Olaf are her family's traditions, as Anna keeps giving Elsa Christmas gifts based on Olaf, which reminds her and Anna of their happy childhood and how much they still love each other. In the sequel, Elsa seeks the truth about the source of her powers as well as who she really is. She begins to question her place in Arendelle as Auduhallen calls for her every night until she answers it during Into the Unknown. Upon entering the Enchanted Forest, Elsa becomes more confident with her abilities and heroic, protecting her family in the Northuldra from the wind and fire spirits. She has since become more heroic, promising the Northuldra that she will do what she can to break the curse and free the forest. This drives her to seek the truth of the past by journeying to Auduhallen despite the dangers it presented, as well as great strength and determination in fighting and taming the Knock. After witnessing their parents' deaths through a memory stored in ice, Elsa blames herself and refuses to let Anna follow her into the dark sea. She finally finds Auduhallen and recognizes herself as the fifth spirit, recognizing that her powers were indeed a gift and not a curse, no longer feeling restricted in using her powers. Having found her place among the spirits, she passes the position of Queen of Arendelle onto Anna and stays behind to live with the Northuldra as the forest's protector. Finally at peace with herself and with both the freedom she's always wanted and her bond with her sister stronger than ever. First is to paint the skin, then color the blonde hair and wear the cyan slippers for Queen Elsa. Next is to wear an ice gown outfit and wear the ice cape for Queen Elsa. Next is to decorate the face for Queen Elsa. Finally, draw the hairstyle for Queen Elsa. So the character Queen Elsa from the movie Frozen has been completed. If you like this video, please like and subscribe button to receive the new notify. At the same time, download the app and go to the website DisneyStore to shopping online, as well as Disney Plus to watch some movies and TV shows for free, used by many peoples of the world. Okay, we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you and goodbye everyone.